They can hear you both now. Bun, tell me about your favorite SCP.
Uh, it's a really complicated question because I enjoy a lot. Yeah, I guess like because they're like the the wiki's so vast that there's a lot. I guess like for a modern one, I really like Avalon, which is 6001.
Okay. What's Avalon? What's 6001? What's neat about it?
It's a really interesting. It's a really interesting alternative like it's just I don't even know how to describe it except like you just need to read it because it's so good. It made me feel very nice.
Hell yeah. I'll go check that out after this. Eclipse. Um what is the most absurd thing about Star Wars?
All right, so let me uh wait, no, I need to Mm. Sprite was a carbonated soda available in plastic or bottles and paper cups at various eateries throughout Blackspire Outpost in the planet Batu. Imported by Jacques Ka, a Lerman male from the planet Mygeno, the drink was also sold to travelers and locals by his company, Jacques Ka's Coolers, at pop-up locations around the outpost and in the nearby ancient ruins.
Now,
Also Coca-Cola.
uh, is that uh is that Legends canon now, or is that
That
still
is that
canon?
is canon. That is real. I have that Sprite. I have that Sprite and that Coke in my room.
Oh, like the little ball, like the little like thermal detonator looking ones.
Yeah.
Oh hell yeah! I love when you go to like an antique store and they just have old soda,
Hmm.
and they're just like, I don't need like I don't need a World Series can of Pepsi from that has the losing team on it somehow. It's not
Yeah.
not a thing I need.
Feel you.
Uh Perfect. I forgot that that the real world soda, Sprite and Coca-Cola are canon to Star Wars. I wonder if it's like a we have Coke and Sprite now because we were influenced by Star Wars. You know what? Because Star Wars is a documentary, obviously. All right. I think we are good. Everyone's levels look good on my end. Um, Hi everyone. Last time we were here, uh, a lot happened. Uh, so at first we had a very fun plan to make sure to get Bizarro kind of out from hiding, which involved staging a fake robbery of a bank. Uh, Everything about the plan went really well, except more than just Bizarro responded. We got some weird paramilitary organization, no, military organization, uh, kind of came in and threatened everybody. But Bizarro managed to fly narrator, King Calendar, um, King Calendar, Miss Martian, and Raven all out of there and back to where Bizarro was hanging out, which is under Star Labs. I'm sorry, I have to read this out loud.
Yeah.
Uh, Fun just posted this in our Discord. For our occasionally. Okay, so this Discord is normally like, hey, I updated the game we play because I'm like still live developing. By the way, real quick, there's a public free download of that. It's called Issue by Issue. Look for it on itch.io. But also, it's a lot of like a funny tweet about the Justice League, and that's like I declare it Earth AP canon. Um, Bun has posted. I'm also gonna. I think I'm gonna save this and put it on screen.
Hell yeah.
Hold on. I have to change this to unknown -1 .png. All right, there we go. All right, Bun has posted the following. I will read it out loud for people. Live in Justice League with 8 people to a kitchen. Come out to kitchen. Narrator's on the floor, has a 2D abstract arm. Narrator says, sorry about that. You know how it is with fighting crime. No, I don't. Thank you. Thanks, Bun.
Yeah, it is. It's fighting crime.
You know how it is with spaghetti. I've lost my train of thought. Bizarro saved y'all from a threatening military presence, flew you down to underneath Star Labs, where you discovered that while in all that confusion of Bizarro flying out, King Calendar's dad, Wizard, had kind of swooped in and stolen the mother box, which is the thing that created Bizarro, and also the thing that Bizarro was just kind of holding on to for whatever reason. Wizard took that to a spaceship that belongs to Cyber Etrigan, who we then went up to. That whole thing has been very weird to everybody. King Calendar was getting weird visions of the now destroyed timeline that caused King Calendar to be King Calendar. And it was doing a lot of weird stuff with the magics involved in that. Let's see. King Calendar chased down Wizard. They had a very nice moment about what was going on, why Wizard was working with Cyber Etrigan in the first place. It seemed like Wizard didn't quite know the extent that Cyber Etrigan and King Calendar's history was, and was just under the impression that this would help King Calendar not have to, because Wizard feels very guilty that King Calendar is King Calendar and no longer Calendar Man 2, if that makes sense. Meanwhile, a narrator just went instantly to the bridge of the ship to go confront Cyber Etrigan. That had a lot of fun implications. Narrator basically made a mother box inert by using a artifact that, or a tool that Time Trapper gave them earlier.
Now I own a favor to Time Trapper.
And now, yeah, you owe a favor to Time Trapper. Also, in one big move to try and kind of sway the battle and the fight, because it was like a full-on fists up fight up on the bridge. Narrator used their power, their lethal power, to take complete narrative control over the situation. That resulted in seemingly a merge between Mr. Nobody and Narrator. So now Narrator has a weird, like, abstract 2D arm.
Hell yeah.
Everything else about Narrator looks, I mean, maybe like if it's like an action, like if Narrator's like an action figure, like battle damaged, right? Everything else normal except for, I don't know which arm we decided, but one of
It was like the left arm.
Left arm is 2D and abstract. So that's fun. That's a fun thing to see. Everyone is now on the bridge. Jason Blood, the human form of Etrigan from this time period, is now been helping King Calendar along with Wizard. Wizard's on the team for a moment, at least for right now. And everyone is in the bridge. We are still technically in this fight. The way that the fight mechanics work, just as like for audience sake and also for players and everything, just because I don't know how clear I was with this. And also it's a good refresher because it's been a couple weeks. The way the fight mechanics work is that there is a move called, I think it's called clobbering time, where you are basically declaring that a fight is happening, right? A lot of times in superhero properties and stuff, It's very much like you're using your powers and like doing action, but it's not like a fight, right? It's like an encounter, and not like in the Dungeons and Dragons sense of the word, but like in the almost like in the like storytelling sense of the word, I guess, where it's just like, all right, you use your powers for a little bit, something like there's an exchange that happens, but nobody's getting beaten. You know what I mean? Like nobody's like having health drain or anything like that, right? So there is a move to basically establish, no, I'm getting in a fight. I'm like, I've decided that nothing else here can solve this problem. I'm just going to fight it out, which is, I think, in some cases, a very valid way to deal with the situations that happen in superhero situations. And so Bun rolled really well on that and was able to declare 2 things. I'm going to go pull up my history so I remember what those 2 things were. Oh, here we go. The 2 things were oh no, it was 3 things because you rolled a 10 plus. That's right. You named how this fight ends, which, if I remember correctly, Bun, you said that Cyber Etricon is just going to get like knocked out, like they're just incapacitated in some way.
Yeah.
So that's how the fight ends, and we haven't gotten there yet. I think you said the place is sturdy was maybe the second one.
I think so, yeah.
Yeah, the place is sturdy and won't get destroyed unless like directly attacked by someone. And then you also did the take +1 on all rolls after this. I believe those were the 3. If not, we can change them. Yeah, if you want, I'm fine with that. But I believe those were the 3. I went and listened a couple days ago, and I forgot to listen before we started today. But that's where we're at. The last thing that happened before we had to call it quits last time was, I believe, Narrator was trying to like dodge, like Cyber Etricon is pissed, right? Narrator has just made inert this thing that he absolutely wants for whatever reason. He's after the mother box completely. Narrator has made it inert. It will not work. We don't know if it'll never work or if it's just not working right this second. Cyber Etricon, we can all assume, is assuming that it is never going to work again, and now he has to go find another one. Who knows where else, if that's the avenue he wants to go down. It's a lot of work that he did to get here, get Wizard on his side, get the mother box in his hands, and all this stuff has now kind of gone to waste. And he's pissed. he's pissed. He's like charging at you, and as I said, the fight hasn't technically ended yet. We haven't done a thing to incapacitate him. So the fight is still going. So the last thing that happened was Cyber Etricon in this like effectively blind rage has like charged after Narrator. Narrator went for a duck and wasn't quite quick enough and got like the back of their like legs slashed. Because of the things that have happened to you, Narrator, I don't think that's actually like as big a deal as it should be. If you were not now also with an abstract arm. So I'd say, I don't think we put a condition down because we like had to end it right as that was happening. But that's oh, come on. Can I not find my sheets? But it's not a critical one. It's a major, I think is what I call them. I also may have changed those names around on my sheet compared to yours.
Oh boy. So I need another major?
You need the one under critical. So it's a +1 to just like walk in, or -1 to just like if you were to use your leg, you're like in any way, like running around, walking, whatever, until it's dealt with.
All right, I have 2 moderates, 1 minor, and 1 critical.
Okay, that's fine. Hey, you can take it's 3 plus your level, so you can take 4 total critical, and you've already used your lethal. So what's the worst that could happen?
Yeah.
So that's where we are. You have dodged under. You've dodged out of the way. He's like maybe back against the wall right now in this area. I would say that spacing wise, Cyber Etrigon's like on one side of this area, of this big bridge area. The three have just came up, so that's King Calendar, modern day Etrigon, and Wizard are all on another side, on like the opposite side, and I say you're probably like in the middle somewhere. Narrator, what's everyone want to do in this situation? And I do want to like say that narrator doesn't have to get like the finishing blow to consider this fight ending. The fight ends when the condition of Cyber Etrigon is like incapacitated is met. So if, for instance, King Calendar, you want to get in on this action, you know, you want to like do a big ol' blast or whatever, or you just want to do something to incapacitate Cyber Etrigon, you can totally do that, and that will consider this fight and all the associated mechanics just done with, if that makes sense.
What did you want a mother box for anyway?
Cyber Etrigon like turns around. I think is like he like kind of like did the thing where you like run up to a wall and like stop yourself just before, and like does like a dramatic turn. Eyes are still like flaming and wild, and looks at you and says, I don't remember what Cyber Etrigon's voice says, so I'm just not going to do a voice. He says, this was to give me another chance. I could get back home this way, and you've taken it from me.
I don't think... how powerful do you think Darkseid is? Because I don't think he can do, like, time travel stuff.
He has a method of technology that allows rips in time and space to travel instantaneously from one place to another. If anything, if any technology in this universe can get me home, it is that, and you've ruined this chance for me.
I point to King Calendar. That person can rip holes in time, I think.
I mean, yeah. If you want me to send you back, I can. I mean, you chased after me.
You don't understand. It's not just going back, it's doing it over. I need to be able to do it a bunch. It's not just going back to one point in time. I need to make it perfect. I shouldn't be like this. And he like does a weird like mechanical flex of the cyber part of his body that like looks wildly unnatural and upsetting.
I mean, to be frank, you probably shouldn't exist anyway, because I point to this other Etrigon. Because they exist. Frankly, you kind of seem like a paradox right now.
That is small thinking, and his eyes start to burn harder and bigger as they are looking at you.
Well, I guess a small thinker was able to outfool Darkseid, huh?
I think with that, he like lets the anger get the most of him, and he starts to fire like an eye blast at you.
Oh boy, can I dodge that?
Of course, yeah. Yeah, you can dodge out of the way. You are going to be doing a I think stop right there makes sense.
So that's yeah, stop right there. So on a okay, and then I need to roll
with your choice. So explain what you're trying to do, and then roll with your choice of stat. Oh, go ahead.
I guess this is probably like 5, maybe.
Yeah, I could see that. Like, yeah, knowing, like, having been in superhero battles before, knowing when to, like, feint and do a duck out of the way.
So that's a +1 from fight, but also a -1 from my entire left side numb.
And
So that's a default 0.
also +1 because of the fight we're in from that thing.
Oh yeah, that's
so
true.
it's a +1 overall.
Oh wait, shoot! I have to spot roll again. I keep forgetting.
Earth AP should be able to take the roll.
Ah. Oh no, it's 5.
All right. So mark experience. And then, all right. Okay. You do dodge out of the way. But this blast, like, crumbles the floor that y'all are in. It's not, again, it's like, it's superhero logic, right? Like, so it's destroyed, and like in the real world you'd probably just fall through the ground, right? And like fall to the floor underneath y'all, but that's not happening here. But you know that this floor cannot take another hit like that. Like, if something else happens, if someone like does a big smash, someone does a big eye blast, does anything to the ground here, y'all are all falling. But you do get out of the way at the very least, and no one else is hurt from this. What do you do now?
I think let me see what I have here.
Yeah.
I think, I don't know, if possible I'd love to try and do something decisive here.
Yeah.
So it'd be bad if the floor fell through, I feel personally.
Yeah. I mean, I feel like everyone here outside of Cyber Etricon would love to trash Cyber Etricon's ship, but not quite like this.
Yeah. I mean, I feel like perfect knowledge of a future could be used here to like just like win.
Yeah,
Like
absolutely.
King Calendar like knows how this fight went down, and or how this fight goes down in the in that future, and can just like exploit that, I think.
Hell yeah, absolutely. What level is that for your power?
That is a theoretical move.
Hell yeah. All right. So let's go ahead and roll your preferred stat on this one. Whatever you think makes the most sense narratively here.
Yeah. I feel like it could either be, I think this is body,
Sure.
because it's like muscle memory.
Yeah. Absolutely.
It's +0. That's a 2. That's the worst roll you can possibly get.
Oh no.
We're rolling bad tonight, huh?
Okay. Oh, mark experience.
Yes.
And then okay. What ideally what should this have looked like? Powers wise, like what would the camera be seeing? I guess when you try to do
Like
this.
one of King Calendar's eyes would glow, and like he would like in his mind project the way that Cyber Etrigan moved in the last fight, and like try and get into like a weak point.
Gotcha. Hell yeah. Okay. A projection happens. For sure. It is the wrong projection. What did your last fight with Cyber Etrigan look like? Oh,
I think just getting thrown around,
okay.
like the one where he won, right?
Yeah. Also,
Yeah.
alternatively, what did the projection look like right when narrator got? Which do you think is the better of the two?
Um, I feel like the one where narrator got is probably more dramatic.
Okay. Yeah, okay, ahead.
Yeah, so I think it's like Cyber Etrigan just like slamming narrator like into the ground by the neck.
Mm-hmm. So you're just seeing both of those. And would it be fair to say this is like would like make your head spin kind of trying to like align the two things? I imagine your projections like are pretty lifelike.
Yeah, 100%.
Okay. Um, I I would imagine that like this is throwing you for a loop, that you've called upon this power and it showed you the wrong thing. And now both of these very lifelike, seemingly life-threatening situations are happening at once. I'm gonna say that this is uh a second tier, so not critical, but one underneath it. Uh,
Moderate.
yeah, moderate. Thank you. My brain completely stopped working for a second there. I'm gonna say it's just confusion, right? If you think that's fair,
Mhm.
as like a word to describe this. And it's just a -1 for like just working through this fight until this is kind of resolved.
Cool.
Otherwise, you can use this information to act however you want from here.
Okay.
Yeah.
Uh, yeah. Trying to think of a way to deal with this without butting up against being confused.
Mm-hmm. It's just a -1. It couldn't hurt that much.
Yeah, it's true.
Yeah, I think confused works, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Um. Uh. Oh, I guess the other thing too is, do other people see this projection?
No.
Okay, so it's just you. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Then that is still true here.
I think King Calendar's just gonna push through it and like or narrator try and like just give everything that he has to like with his sword beat uh or yeah like strike down Cyber Etrigan.
Okay, gotcha. So you're just gonna just go for it.
Yeah.
And just you said swing with a sword.
Yeah.
Okay. I think that's stop right there. Does that make sense?
I might be looking at the wrong version of this. Where
Oh, okay.
is
What do
Oh
you?
no, I
Yeah.
am. I'm not. Never mind.
Okay.
Could this also be Stand Proud?
Oh, absolutely. Yeah. Okay, I see what you're trying to do. Gotcha. Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. Let's do that.
I feel like he's doing it for
So name who or what you're doing this for, and roll plus willpower.
okay. So it's definitely +0 total because I have +1 willpower, but I think this moderate harm
Yeah,
affects this.
for sure.
So this is for narrator. This is to prevent what happened to narrator happening again.
Okay.
Bah, that's not a roll. That's just the numbers. And that's a 6. Oh my god.
Now, y'all can't burn
Ooh.
bonds.
Can burn bonds.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll burn 1 bond with narrator. What is it gonna be? Another die?
No. So we'll just move it up to the next result.
Oh, okay. 7 and 9 then.
Yeah. Okay. So on a 7 to 9, your adrenaline kicks in, and all your conditions are gone until the worst possible time for them to reappear.
Mm-hmm. Awesome.
So perfect. Hey, no conditions, buddy. You got nothing. You're able to. I think this looks like We always keep it's me. I always keep coming back to Raiden Metal Gear Revengeance, and I think it's the cool eye glow that happens sometimes.
Yeah.
And I think that's what happens, is like that shines for just a moment, and the power slides back into view of what would happen next, right? You lose the the vision of the future where its narrator meeting their end, and instead you are seeing the immediate future that is about to happen play out, and it is the Cyber Etrigan like doing this awful thing with their cyber arm to then like make a like weird razor whip and just being like, I'm done with this, and just attempting to just slice through narrator.
I really pissed this guy off.
You really pissed this guy off. I think it's a combo of like Cyber Etrigan's done this before, right? And it's still you. You know what I mean? Like, it's still you who's causing this fight, even though it's not really you. It was a different you then.
Yeah.
And so it's just seeing the same face and seeing the same, like, you're probably also like saying the same things without even knowing it, of like the things that happened in that other timeline.
Hey,
and it's, oh, go ahead.
I got an idea here of what I could potentially do. So I guess like, what's the rules for how I should like approach using like using Mr. Nobody's powers?
Whenever you want to. I think they're part of your character now.
Yeah, but like, how should I like approach like rolling that or something? Because I got an interesting idea.
Sure. I would say that's a good idea. That's a good question. I would say, because like NPCs don't have character sheets like player characters, right? So there aren't like stats associated with Mr. Nobody currently.
Yeah.
I'd say when you want them to come in and do a thing, we should probably burn a bond for that. I think that's my off the top of my head an idea, right? Like,
that makes sense, yeah.
And because this is like a thing that's basically part of like that full narrative control, I'd say that is, hey, what's the cool idea you have? Let's try and make it work, right?
So like, do I burn the bond with someone, or with this specific person, or just anybody?
I'd say because of like the weird nature, it can be with anybody. I feel like whatever you would do to bring forth Mr. Nobody in this current state, this person who can have these weird like interactions, right? Of like with the just entire nature of the universe.
Yeah.
I think that's enough to be like, that's enough to burn the bond with basically whoever you want to, right? Use it as a resource to kind of almost like call him forth, I guess. I don't know that that's quite the thing, but I think that's how we would do that for now.
I guess a second question. Mm-hmm. How do you describe Mr. Nobody's personality? Would you like say he's like sadistic, a little fucked up?
I'd say,
like, how would you describe it?
I'd say like mildly sadistic, but only through boredom, if that makes sense. Like, he seems like an entity who like is just like has been doing this for a while, who knows how long, right? And has like seen the world in the way he sees the world for however many, years, decades, centuries, whatever, right?
Yeah.
So I think it's more of like kind of sadistic and cruel and mean, but through boredom, if that makes sense. Like that's kind
Yeah.
of the angle it comes from, as opposed to like genuinely hating things. It's just like everything here's so boring. Let's spice it up. Let's add some blood. Let's do some that,
Yeah.
you know, like,
Yeah.
and like because he is this he is this being who like is who know like who knows how long he's been like this and has had this like perception of the world. I feel like it's a very like what if what if Dr. Manhattan was like yelling in a theater, "This is boring," and could then change the movie?
God.
Does that make sense?
Yeah, I get that. Yeah, I get it.
Okay, that's kind of the approach I was coming to him from, if that helps.
Yeah, okay. I think I got an interesting idea here. So
Okay.
I'm gonna burn a bond with the world, I think.
Oh, okay.
To call Mr. Nobody here.
Okay.
Do I need to roll this, or how should I approach this?
Because this is like part of the lethal power that was full narrative control, I think burning the bond has done the thing, right?
Mhm.
And we'll just try to make it work, right? I don't.
Yeah.
There's no real mechanics for this, but like that's kind of the point, I think.
Yeah, I guess we'll like figure it out as we go on. Like even after this like session, we'll like figure it out.
Yeah, exactly.
So yeah, I guess I'll burn a bond with the world, and well, I guess what ends up happening is, I guess like narrator like flips, like they're fully that they're fully that like 2D abstract being, but with like a 3D realistic arm, and they're like sitting at a table, like a mid-game chess, as they just finished placing a knight, and the Cyber Echagon is there, and they just, I'm gonna. This is like your character, so I'm gonna try my best to get this like personality right. So I'm gonna guess like they're probably gonna like say like Mr. Nova is probably gonna like say, so you like space, right?
One thing I'd like to say is that everyone sees this in this room.
Yeah.
If that's cool.
Yeah. So it's cool.
It's the same thing that happened when y'all first saw Mr. Nobody. It's like kind of a fade to black, fade back up type deal, and now you're on like I like to imagine this is like a okay, what I'm imagining is the Seinfeld set. Like you're in Jerry's apartment as this is happening.
God.
No couch, you know what I mean? But like it's this setup, and then narrator, King Calendar, Wizard, and Etragon are in the audience for this. Does that sound good?
Yeah, that sounds good.
Okay. So you asked. All right, say what Mr. Nobody says again.
You like space, right? With the whole spaceship deal.
Cyber Etragon is like completely baffled by what has happened. I don't think Cyber Etragon has like any knowledge of Mr. Nobody or like what his deal is. And the like fire in the eyes burn, like it like goes down. It's still burning, but it's not nearly as big as it was before. And Cyber Etragon like looks you in the eyes and says, "What are you getting at?"
Like what's your favorite celestial body? Like gas giants, like planets, stars, and like as they say this, like I imagine like the bridge or like the stage you're in has like a window outside, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
Like as I say this, like these planets like appear outside, And on the final note, they say, or like maybe even a black hole. And as they leave on that cliff note, a black hole appears outside, and it just slowly drifts.
He starts to try to make his move in chess. I don't know enough about chess to like make a good move. So just assume that it's very good. Whatever the or not whatever, it's not really good. He's just making a move. Like something about this is like switch something in his head, and he's just with you in this moment. He's like following your lead, if that makes sense. And he says, I was always a fan of icy moons.
I guess as he says that, I'm gonna guess as he says that, probably like Earth like disappears, and suddenly they're around an icy moon or whatever, and slowly drifting closer to it, like obviously deorbiting.
So like through that window, like you can see it coming closer.
Yeah.
Okay.
Go ahead and make your move.
He like studies the board and makes, I would say, generally a suboptimal play.
Awesome. And then I'm going to make my move in chess, and I guess like, can I flavor it as a stop right there?
Sure. Yeah. Why not?
Yeah. So so I guess this will probably be like a observation, probably.
Okay.
I hope this is all right.
No. This totally works. No, this is so good. I'm loving this.
All right. Yeah. Sorry, it's very weird, but I thought it would be really cool.
Yeah. Okay, so let me just make sure I'm understanding, right? So you're, I guess let's. Okay, so he makes a suboptimal play. You make your much better play, right?
Yeah.
And
that's a D20.
You know what? Here's the thing that I think we should do, right? For this, and let me know if you think this is too resource intensive in terms of like your actual in-game resources.
Mm-hmm.
I think you can make any move basically and any result because he's Mr. Nobody, right? Like that's just kind of the thing he does, right? I think you just have to burn a bond anytime you make a move. Does that make sense?
Yeah, that makes sense.
So if you want to do the stop right there move, absolutely. But making the move will burn a bond, and then you just choose whatever result you want.
Yeah, I really like that. That is really balanced because bonds are rare in this game, from what I can tell.
Yeah.
So, and like Mr. Nobody, from what we like agreed, is very powerful.
And I think it's also, to make it more, now I'm doing game design live. I think what I would probably want to do is like codify a thing where it's like when you've done a lethal move is like supposed to be very all powerful, right?
Yeah.
And like that's the thing, is like once you've done that, you're just burning bonds to get whatever results you want until you're done. Until your body gives out, basically.
Yeah. I guess like after this session, would that still be how it works, or
I think that's how it would work. It's just in your case, it's this very specific thing, but in the case of like King Calendar, right? Like I feel like if King Calendar used their lethal move, it would be the same thing of like, okay, from here on out, you've used your lethal power. You are now just burning bonds whenever you make moves, and that you can just get whatever result you want. No more rolling, just whatever the result is.
I was just wondering, like, after we settle like the whole lethal thing, if I'm still gonna have to use burn bonds.
No. Once lethal is settled, then we're fine. But between using lethal or having those conditions and then having lethal resolved, it's burning bonds, I think, or I guess no, and very specifically in the case of using your power, not conditions wise. That
So how would I guess I need to ask then? How will using Mr. Nobody's powers work in the future? Then once I resolve,
we'll figure it out. We'll figure it out.
Yeah, fair.
I figure
So
that'll probably be a thing where we just make 2 character sheets.
I guess I'll burn a bond here with the question.
Okay.
Mr. Nobody here is going to make a move with a chess.
Uh-huh.
And I'm going to guess like the bridge has a bunch of computers, right?
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, they're probably going to like make a move on the chess. And suddenly on the computers, there is very loud blaring as one of the reactors go very bad.
Hell yeah. I think the way that this looks for everyone is that instead of there being like an applause sign that like the audience can see, and I want to say that maybe in this very specific case also you can see also Mr. Nobody can see, is it's just saying reactor core meltdown instead of applause.
God. And then like Mr. Nobody, once they do that, is gonna stand up, bow, and then narrator's back.
Okay. Okay, so when narrator comes back, it does the swap, right? Fade up, fade down, fade back up. I think Cyber Etrigan doesn't come back from this. Does that make sense?
Oh boy.
I think like in his mind, for whatever reason, and maybe it's just a longer time and it won't take as long, whatever, he's still in that moment. If you were to like hold, basically I'm imagining like the camera is like sweeping behind his like head, right? As you stand up, Mr. Nobody says their piece, basically beats him in chest, and then the camera like pans around behind his head, right? And he's still on the set looking at the chessboard going like, where did I mess up? And y'all are gone. But and then scene switches back over and y'all are still obviously on the bridge of this spaceship. There's something blaring in the background for like some engine room malfunction, and he's just like kind of staring off into space for a little bit.
And we are actively deorbiting towards an icy moon as well.
Oh, that's great.
Yeah.
I'm gonna say that's still in our in our solar system for now.
Don't make deals with the devil, you know.
He is a devil.
You know what I meant.
I know.
Just nobody.
I think that's Mr. Nobody saying that in your head.
Yeah. Like I don't know. I really like the idea of like whenever Mr. Nobody's powers come in, they're very big, but they also cause a lot of problems that need to be solved.
Oh, absolutely. The fight is over. He is incapacitated. I mean, I don't know how long he's gonna stay like this, but Cyber Etrigan's like gone. He's lost for right now. Just kind of staring off. Maybe even like staring at like a table in the bridge that like looks kind of like a chessboard, and just like trying to like, you can just like, you see him puzzling, but it like whatever he's puzzling doesn't make sense with what's going on right now. But I guess the spaceship is now heading towards an icy moon. And everyone is and there are like engine failures happening. What's the plan now? Remember, you do have wizard and regular Etrigan to help you out here if you need.
Yeah, what the hell is going on?
Are you saying that too?
Yeah.
No, who are you saying that to?
I was saying that to King Calendar and the Wizard.
Oh boy.
I don't really know.
Wizard's like, I'm just trying to help my kid. This is a lot. I think Wizard like looks around at like everything that's happening. And it's like, I think I'm in over my head.
Yeah. Yeah, mother boxes usually do that.
He like makes a grumbly sound. It's still like trying to like puzzle out what's going on here.
Yeah. Do you know where the engine room is? I think we need to fix that.
Etrigon like kind of takes a look around and is like, you can see him like thinking real quick, and he's like, I've got like an idea. I mean, this all looks vaguely familiar.
All right. I guess show us towards the engine room. Whatever's happening, I'm pretty sure that blaring isn't good.
Perfect. I think Etrigon like this is all like demony architecture. So there are like some things that you can kind of like as a demon, like kind of glean from it. And so he's like kind of wandering, but like wandering with a purpose, if that makes sense. And he's like taking you through like corridors y'all don't even spatially make sense in here. Like a lot of weird stuff going on, but eventually you guys do find after a fair bit of wandering and creaking of the ship and all of that, you definitely do find the engine room.
King Calendar, you're good with like tech, right?
Yeah, I'm all right with that.
What about demon tech?
Yeah.
I point to the engine. Can you fix this?
Yeah, I can Calendar give it a shot.
Etrigon like kind of puffs out his chest and is like, it's demon, I might be able to help too.
Yeah, feel free.
Hell yeah. That's what's the plan, King Calendar.
I think King Calendar's just gonna try and get it to like get to a stable point where it's maybe not burning all of its energy on like trying to get to like the really high speeds that it was at previously. Just like get it to a reasonable speed that they can kind of escape with.
Like an orbit or something.
Yeah.
Gotcha. Using a power for this?
Let's see.
I can't remember if you have technical powers or not, or if it's just
I
like.
have.
Oh, go ahead.
In my powers description. Actually, no. I have invention as a trivial power.
Oh, okay, cool.
Using your rabbit powers.
Yeah, it's the rabbit powers.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think. You. All right. I think I've got an idea. Um. Hmm. This feels like a stop right there because it's an immediate threat to y'all, right?
Yeah.
I feel like that's the move that makes the most sense in the situation. I'd say with your trivial power of like being able to just invent things on the fly, give yourself a +1 to whatever you do here on top of everything else.
Cool. Uh. Yeah. I don't know if there's anything else that. I mean, let's see.
Yeah, because you get to choose your choice of stat. So,
Right.
and
Okay.
then you have no conditions, so nothing.
I think it's protection here.
Okay.
So that's +2 total.
Okay.
11.
Hey, there we go. All right, so on a 10 plus, choose two. Take no harm, impose a condition, change the location, nothing breaks, and someone is at a disadvantage from this.
Um. Which is 2. Um. Sorry, what were the options? I think I might be looking at an outdated doc.
Oh, you're good. It's take no harm, impose a condition, change the location, nothing breaks, or someone is at a disadvantage from this.
Nothing breaks and change the location.
Hell yeah. Okay. Where's the location? Where are we going? I would say because you're in charge of the engine, you can just place us anywhere.
I think we're getting back to Earth.
Awesome.
Hell yeah. We're there. I don't know how far we went, and it's space. Who cares? It's space and it's superheroes. It takes no time, effectively. But all of a sudden, like the ship stops feeling like it's falling apart at the seams. And you feel stable in the ship, and you can see from your I'm assuming there's probably like a handful of windows here in this engine room, but you can see Earth right down below you. We can unless you want scenes on getting back down to Earth, we can start doing downtime stuff if you'd like.
Yeah.
Unless there's any other threads you want to wrap up from this adventure.
Yeah. I think the narrator's probably gonna ask what happened to cause the ship to get all wacky like that?
Which wacky are you referring to, and who are you talking to?
Both King Calendar and Wizard, and just wacky like the deorbiting the engine.
Wizard shrugs and was like, I was on a set I was in the audience for that one. I thought that was a you thing.
No.
Wizard's lost. Wizard's like, was it the other guy?
Maybe.
Like, I don't know. That seems pretty dangerous. I mean, who am I to, I was handing this guy a mother box, so who am I to judge? But, I don't know. Seemed like it might have been the other guy. It seems kind of dangerous to do something like that.
Yeah. I think we can hit the thread there.
Okay. Perfect. We are now officially in downtime. Let's see. Eclipse, how are you on time?
I can probably get a little bit longer. I do, before I go to bed, need to take care of some stuff.
Yeah. I figure we'll do some of this stuff then. All right, so we've got downtime moves. I don't think downtime moves have changed too much. That's not true. It's super not true. We have to deal with a lethal thing.
Yeah.
So let me go ahead and grab that version of the document. But in the meantime, King Calendar, what would you like to do for downtime? I'm not sure that you have enough XP to level up, but you can do any of the other moves.
How much XP do you need to level up?
Your current level plus 5, I believe.
Yeah. I have 6 XP and I'm level 1.
Okay, perfect. So you can level up. Leveling up is basically an ultra downtime move. You can basically just do you can do one of every downtime move if you want.
Okay.
And you can do it all as one scene, as multiple scenes, whatever. But that's the benefit of the level up.
Well, can you just drop the new doc? I feel like I don't have a...
Yeah, definitely. I will go ahead and pop that in there. There you go.
Oh, yeah. Here we go. Okay. Downtime moves. Okay. So I can do all of these.
Basically. So I'll read it out loud if you don't mind.
Yeah.
Okay. So I'm changed. When you have XP equal to your current level plus 5 and have survived your previous adventure, play out a scene around how the previous adventure has changed you. Remove all XP and increase your level by 1. You may pick one new move from your playbook's level up moves. You may also do any number of the following downtime moves once.
Cool.
Yeah.
Um. So I think um I'm thinking of like how to do this like cohesively, and I think I have an idea,
Sure.
which is that um King Calendar is reflecting on hmm, yeah, I think he's reflecting on his his experience in the spaceship, and how things like went surprisingly well. It's like in his bed, and I think he thinks of narrator and like how they didn't really talk after what happened. Um and I think hmm, I want to get as many of these things as possible because I feel like that'll benefit us more as the most in the long run.
Sure.
Um
I got you.
I feel like I have a vibe for what this is. Yeah. I think I want this to be King Calendar like just kind of unlocking the actually let me double check this. Yeah. Uh yeah, just like unlocking the ability to like go to the city without days. Um
Oh, like just at will.
yeah. And I think King Calendar like during this night like open a portal for narrator to join them there if narrator wants to.
I got a favor for Time Trapper. I need to figure that stuff out anyway. Sure.
Cool.
I need a favor for Time Trapper. That's not bad, right?
Uh and I think King Calendar is like reaching out his hand, like inviting narrator to like hop into the portal, and it's like I don't know. Um, you want to practice a bit?
Sure.
Get our get ourselves ready for whatever's coming next.
Sure, yeah.
And yeah, I guess they both go into the city without days uh and train in the in like empty paper strewn streets.
Hell yeah.
Um, and I think King Calendar will specifically say that like he'll say, "I was really worried that you were going to die there," and then I wasn't, and then I was again, and you did really good. I'm sorry I doubted you.
Yeah. I'm frankly surprised you haven't commentated on the arm situation so far.
I mean, that's just like normal narrator stuff.
Is it really?
Yeah,
Yeah, well, I did what I could to, you know, not die.
yeah, I guess so. You did a good job.
Yeah, I tried. Yeah, thank you.
Yeah.
Uh, keep a close eye on your dad. Messing around with leather boxes like that has no good vibes.
Yeah, it's not ideal, but I mean, I wouldn't say good reasons, but he had his reasons. Catch King Calendar like picks really fast calendar page towards narrator. I imagine it's pretty easy to like catch it, but they're training. They're like training up their reflexes, I imagine.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
How impressive do you think the fact is that some nobody like me disabled this mother cube when like even Superman couldn't do that stuff?
It's pretty impressive.
I mean, to be fair, Time Trapper is the one who kind of did it, but you know, you know
Still
how
got in there though.
you know how citizens are.
What do you mean?
You know how they are. They'll probably like say I'm the one who disabled it.
Oh yeah.
I'll probably have like a fan club by tomorrow.
I'm just imagining like a Facebook group,
Yeah.
God.
like not not like Twitter stands, not like a Discord. It's just a Facebook group.
Yeah, it currently exists right now. It has like 3 members, and one of them is secretly narrator.
But but now 5 members.
Yeah,
Right.
I imagine King Calendar's probably in there.
Yeah.
Hell yeah. I like to
So
imagine that.
yeah.
Oh, go ahead.
That's very good.
Oh, you first.
King Calendar is going to take the City Without Days as an experimental power, and then I think it adds up to like 2 more bonds with narrator
Mm-hmm.
to get to their max, and then take a point in protection.
Hell yeah.
And I'll figure out a move at some point.
Perfect. Awesome. That rules. Hey, narrator.
Yeah.
We gotta play out your last breath.
Oh yeah.
So the lethal move is as follows. I'm gonna read this whole thing out, just this whole section, because I think it's important for like the context of where I came from with making this move. But what I have in the playtest is lethal is a weird concept in issue by issue. The tone of issue by issue is inspired by things like the CW verse of shows, like the Flash, Arrow, Batwoman, Supergirl, etc., and like the DC animated universe, just as much as it is by the comics that those shows are inspired by. And death in those shows is a lot more like dramatic and less bloody. Someone could be walking around effectively dead for a whole episode or season, and they don't actually die until it's dramatically important for that to happen. So that's what I'm trying to accomplish with this move. It's a move that can happen whenever, downtime or in the heat of action, so that the GM and the players can like work together to figure out when this happens best. I figure that this works best right this second as our last move for the night, or second to last move, because I want you to do your regular downtime move as well after we do this. So my last breath is, when you finally succumb to the effects of either your lethal power or taking too many critical conditions, play out your last scene as the current incarnation of your character. Choose any one of the following. You symbolically or literally scratch off the hero name on your character sheet. You don't have to come up with a new name now, but you no longer go by your old name. What does this mean for you? Option 2, you symbolically or literally erase all your powers. Come up with 1 trivial power and 1 lethal power. The rest will come to you. What are your new powers and where do they come from? And then finally, the other option is you symbolically or literally scrap your entire character sheet. In this universe, your previous hero is gone forever. Make a new character sheet. Who are they? Why are they a hero? And what was their tie to your previous hero? So, narrator, which of those three would you like to choose?
I'm gonna choose the name one, and I got a really good scene to play it out.
Hell
Because
yeah.
the last person we talked to about Mr. Nobody was like Raven, right?
Uh-huh.
So I imagine like narrator's probably gonna be like in the library, like reading casually with like their 2D hand like fully evident,
Uh-huh.
and like Raven's probably gonna like walk in.
Yeah, Raven walks in, and like I like to imagine that like she doesn't see it at first because it's like on the opposite side of you. It's your left hand, so maybe she's like coming in on the right and doesn't see it immediately, and like maybe like picks up a book or something, and like y'all are close now. You all just had an adventure, like your first adventure together. So, I think she like before she even like looks at you, like instinctively asks like, "Hey, is the seat taken?" And then notices your arm.
No, it's not. It's not taken. You can sit.
I think she like doesn't react to what you've said and just kind of stares at the arm. And I think, are you wearing your mask?
No, I'm not.
Okay. And I think her eyes like meet yours and goes, "What? What happened up there?"
Oh yeah. Sorry about that. You know how it is with fighting crime.
uh, um, Raven doesn't laugh. I do though. Um, God. Raven just like looks at you like just kind of dumbfounded. It just says, "No, I don't."
Yeah. Yeah. To be honest, I fully don't really know what I did. You know that Mr. Nobody fault person we
She
talked
not.
about earlier?
Yeah, she like takes the chair across from you and like
Yeah.
nods. And it's like, "Yeah, I've met him once."
Yeah. So apparently, King Calendar told me back on that spaceship with Cyber that I was going to die to them. And me, being a rational, normal person, I don't want to die, you know. I don't want to die.
I think that like
So,
I think that gets her Raven's first laugh is when you said a rational, normal person.
so I basically what. Uh, so I decided to push my powers to its fullest extent, and I ripped one of the strings.
Raven like looks at you, um, and she just looks concerned more than
Yeah.
anything, and says, "None of us have ever really been very clear about what your power is. What what does that mean? What happened?"
Uh, I uh effectively let's say like there's a story, like there's a canon story to the universe.
Sure.
One of the canon story threads of this story was pointing to me dying to Cyber Eticon. I said no, and I ripped that up, and that took a lot out of me. It
Okay.
took, yeah, because that was not very good. Like you've seen how like even me doing like super jumps, like you've seen how badly I've gotten wrecked.
I think yeah, I think Raven like tries not to laugh very hard at that, but is like, I have seen that, yes. You're the video of you um dealing with those Lex bots went viral a while
Oh
ago.
hell yeah! Oh hell yeah! What do people think of me?
Uh, I think they're just confused.
Yeah, that's fair. But yeah, that kind of stuff is it's at best bending. This was literally tearing. That took a lot out of me. So what I did is I made a meeting with Mr. Nobody in an offer for his help for me to stay alive from that. I gave him a co-host seat, a co-director seat.
She's like puzzling it out, but like nods and like is following the logic at least.
Like, you know how some shows have like one director and all that. Basically, I have like one director, one narrator. I basically gave Mr. Nobody a second seat to also be able to get their hands in there.
Why? That seems like a weird agreement for him to agree to. Why do you think he agreed? He seems like a person who wants control.
There's shrugs. They seemed not up for it until I told them about the whole mother box thing and how it's going to like break it. They seemed very interested then.
That's worrying, but I mean, at least you're okay, it looks like.
Yeah, it was weird going by narrator though,
Oh,
wasn't it?
I mean, I feel like that's a personal thing, right? Like, Raven feels comfortable to me.
I mean, I guess like the whole thing is like a narrator's someone who's like on the front stage. They're commentating. They're up front. They're making things clear. Mr. Nobody's whole shindig was like they're on the backstage. They're influencing things from behind.
Gotcha.
So if we're like both working together,
Uh-huh.
that's in the middle. That's like I'm a character in the story and not a narrator or a backstage person.
Yeah, I could see that.
This just thematically feels weird, I guess.
Yeah. Have any ideas for new names?
Narrator probably like sits there for a few minutes thinking and just shrugs and goes, "Just call me James. I'm this whole. I was never good at the whole superhero name business."
Yeah, lots of people are like that. I mean, I I don't even know why. uh, Raven like laughs. It's like I don't even know why Barry goes by the Flash anymore. Everyone knows it's Barry Allen.
Yeah,
Like, there's a whole museum dedicated to him in Central City. Like, we know, we know who he is.
maybe it's a branding thing.
Maybe it's a branding. Yeah. Uh, he likes the name. He likes what it means. He likes what his family's done with it. Well, now you get to start a new legacy, right?
Yeah, I guess so. I'm gonna be honest. I don't know how good of an idea it is to make that deal.
Well, better than you dying, right?
I mean, did you hear what happened on the ship?
Raven says, well, we weren't part of that, so we didn't really get debriefed on it. So we've only heard like rumblings here and there. Did you go to like a set or something?
Yeah, they apparently deorbited the ship.
Weird. That's a lot.
Yeah, it's weird.
That's yeah. That I is okay. This might be a weird question. So let me know if this is too intrusive. She says, and she like puts her hand out, like on the table, and is like, Do you feel any different?
Mm, no, not really.
Oh.
Still feel like me.
And then I think everything worked out as best as it can. I feel like she like leans back in her chair, and like rubs where the gem in her forehead used to be. Uh, and she says, uh, sometimes these big dramatic things happen to us, and
Yeah.
you know, as long as you're still fighting for what's right at the end of the day, and you get to fight for another day and fight to help more people, then I figure it's got to be good in the long run, right?
Yeah. Uh, your dad, Trigon, he's a demon, right?
She laughs and says yes.
You, you got any advice when you make a deal with the devil?
Don't.
But after you make the deal.
um, attempt to be more powerful than the demon you made the deal with?
Yeah, that's fair.
Like, demons are tricky. They
I don't,
they're just
I don't
tricky.
know. Yeah, I don't know if this guy is per se evil. More like demon or tricky or whatever. More just, I guess, bored.
Hmm. Yeah. I. It seems like having that view of the world would make things difficult to deal with.
Boring.
I mean, I guess boring is the best way to put it. Yeah.
Yeah.
And she like touches where the gym was, and then looks at your book and goes, "What are you reading about in here, anyways?"
Oh, I'm just doing like my casual reading. I like just pick up. What was probably like the most like what is probably like the most weird niche book I could probably find in this thing that's about like magic, maybe.
Weird niche book about magic.
Yeah.
Are you going for like low level, low power, high power? What's the feeling here? What's at the end? What do you want the reaction from Raven to be? I guess is the best way to put this.
I imagine like Darren's probably already gone through all the low power ones, so this is probably like a high power one.
Sure, I think it's like it's about like fifth dimensional like imp magic.
Oh yeah, this is I guess fifth dimensional imp magic. I mostly just come here whenever the job's done to basically like read up, relax, and research.
She like
There's a lot of weird. There's like a lot of weird stuff here.
she like looks at the book and like looks at you and goes like, "Do you know magic?"
No, I don't. I don't think I could. Like, you require like special like powers to use magic, don't you?
I mean, not really. I mean, like Constantine just knows magic, and so does Zatanna. She just knows magic. I know magic because of my dad, and more of like a bloodline thing. Um, I've heard rumors Batman learned magic, and she's like thinking in her head. And I think he just like learned. He doesn't like have anything special.
Yeah. I don't know if I do magic. I just like reading about all this stuff. It's useful to have the knowledge,
Sure,
have the information.
that's fair.
I don't even think I'd be able to cast this. It's fifth dimensional.
Nah, you never know. That fifth dimension stuff is weird. Uh, Someday I'll have to tell you about the time that I helped Superman deal with Mr. Mxyzptlk.
What?
Yeah, he's that weird dude that sometimes terrorizes Superman.
No, can you say the name again?
No, Mr. Mxyzptlk.
Can you not talk with your mouth full?
That's his name.
What a weird name.
It's fifth dimension stuff. It's like a riddle thing. It's a whole deal. He's kind of an ass.
Yeah, that's fair.
What just for just planning here, you have one more downtime move you can make.
Awesome.
What would you like to do?
I'm probably gonna. What is a downtime move?
So we got the practice makes perfect, which is getting a new move. Long nap, you heal all your wounds. Oh, sorry. We need to talk, which is increasing a bond, and training montage, which is increasing a stat. And then you, as the knowledge, have an option to add one more like result from a downtime move with your hit the books like add-on move, basically, where it's when you study and apply your knowledge during downtime, you add one extra result.
Yeah, that makes sense. I think I'm going to. We need to talk with the narration. I burn a lot of bonds there.
Oh boy, yeah. Yeah. I think, well, that inherently, I think, uses the knowledge, right? So
Yeah.
Mabel gets a lot back. What does that look like?
I imagine it looks a lot more interesting now because, like, instead of just narrator casually reading books, it's like probably that same like back room, like backstage area, and with the conversation with like Mr. Nobody.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So it's like a backstage room.
Yeah.
Is Yeah. Okay. Perfect. Yeah. Set the scene for us then.
You know how fucking weird all this stuff is? Like, Josh, what was that? What was that person's name again? Like, can you like type that out?
Wait, whose name?
That person Raven was telling me about.
Wait, which person, Raven? Oh, gotcha.
Weird name.
Hold on. I actually don't know how to spell it off the top of my head, but I can figure it out. 1 second.
Oh boy.
Oh, I almost had it right. Wow. That's how you know I'm a true nerd. I hate that I said that. There you go.
Like, this world is really weird. Like, there's a weird fifth dimensional dude with like a weird name. Like, you know how you talk sometimes when you have a really full mouth and it just comes out like muffled.
You're saying, who are you saying this to, by the way? The narration?
Yeah, I'm saying it to Mr. Nobody.
Oh, Mr. Nobody. Okay. So they all are like on 2 separate seats or somewhere in this backstage area.
I don't think the narration is like an actual person, just more like an abstract concept. I'm just rebuilding that connection with the narration by discussing
Gotcha. Okay.
weirdness in the world with Mr. Nobody.
Gotcha. I didn't know if you wanted to like construct a personification of it, like
Yeah.
in this area. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. Say that one. So say your line one more time, just for me.
Do you like ever think about how like weird this world is? There's like you know how like you like say like yeah, you're like talking sometimes with your mouth full and it just comes out like all muffled.
Uh-huh.
Like, there's apparently a person with that name that's from the fifth dimension.
Yeah.
Apparently, fought Superman. It kind
Uh,
of looked like a clown.
fight is not quite how that normally works out. He's got like fifth dimensional magic, and it's Superman, so Superman's weak to magic, so it's mostly just like terrorizing, not like fighting. But yeah, I know what you're talking about.
They look like such a clown. This doesn't look like looks stupid, doesn't it? Like, it looks stupid, right?
he, he asked me if Mr. Mixelpillic looks stupid, or like is the
Yeah.
name stupid? Like what's the uh
Like I show a picture of Mr. Millix.
huh
Like I show a picture, like that thing like just look like what is this aesthetic?
he like takes the picture from you, and it's like, I don't know, little freak. I think like that's like little gremlin man. That seems to be the aesthetic, but he like shrugs. Like, yeah, look at me. I also look like a freak, so
Yeah, but you know what? You gotta at least have a design, like an aesthetic that makes it look interesting. This looks like like someone you'd see like in a circus.
Mr. Nobody like pulls something from behind him, like how you do when you pull things
Yeah.
out you shouldn't have.
Yeah.
And he has pictures of like what Mr. Mixelpillic looks like in like the CW Supergirl show. Both times he's appeared, he's like, I mean, listen, he can look like kind of whatever, I think, and like hands them to you. I can also pull up those pictures for you.
Yeah, I like see those pictures.
Yeah, okay. Oh, all right. But yeah, he hands oh my god, I forgot how much of a freak he looks like. All right. Bun, for your context, this is what he looked like at first. And he was trying to hit on Supergirl and like marry her. Which was obviously just terrorizing a woman. That's just what that episode was. And then here's what he looked like when he was an ally on their side later. Just two different actors, like that same character. Also, oh, go ahead.
No, go ahead.
I was gonna say that also there's a mild implication that this character is aware of literally every incarnation of him in every medium he's ever been in. Like there's stuff in the comics. I'm sorry. This is very goofy DC lore stuff, but there's stuff in the comics that references his appearances in like live action TV shows and stuff.
Oh, goodness.
And there's also stuff like, I think in one of the Supergirl shows, he referenced like being on Smallville or something, or like being in the comics. So that's fun. That's just a fun thing to know about this guy.
Wait, is this like the weird like goblin you mentioned earlier that kind of has similar powers?
Wait, who are you asking, me, Josh, or Mr. Nobody?
Mr. Nobody, because Mr. Nobody brought up like a weird goblin that fought Superman.
Oh yeah, this is him. Yeah. Sometimes he looks like I'm gonna find another funny picture of him. Sometimes he looks like this, and he shows who he's drawing from. Oh geez, that is not. I didn't mean to get the. I didn't mean to get that. Sometimes he looks like this. I like him the most when he looks like this, and he hands you a picture of what Mixelpillic looks like in the DC in the Superman animated series.
Wild.
Yeah, I'm he like Mr. Nobody like closes his eyes and it's like, I think he thinks that we're in a sometimes he thinks we're in comics. That's weird. I don't know. His powers might be similar, but like he can kind of do similar things to us, so I'm assuming the powers are similar, but I don't know.
Are we in agreement that like we're totally gonna make fun of this guy if we see him, right?
Oh, absolutely. This guy's a little freak. You know, do you
Yeah.
know how Mr. Nobody like Mr. Nobody like he doesn't like look like he can laugh, but he laughs. And is like, do you know how Superman has to get rid of him every time he comes here?
How?
Just take a wild guess.
It's like,
Remember, Superman is weak to magic, so it has to be a thing that Superman can do without his powers, or most of his powers. But that's my clue.
does he just like? Does he just like deny his existence or something?
He has to get him to say his name backwards.
Oh my god!
Superman has to trick this little freak, and he just has the picture again of him in Superman the Animated Series, and he says Superman has to trick this little freak into saying his own name backwards, which, like, I feel like that's like the easiest. He's speaking in English, right? Like, he's not speaking in like fifth dimensional imp tongue the whole time, right? It would be like trying to say like Mr. Nobody backwards, right? Like, that wouldn't make any sense.
How many times has he fallen for that?
I think he's only been here like 2 or 3 times, so it's not a lot, but like it leaves an impression.
Neri like puts their head in their hand. They just look so frustrated and go, why can't any of the villains ever do anything interesting? Like, did you see what Lex Luthor did with the Mother Cube?
Like, narrator like kind of rolls his eyes at it, and it's like, and that's just how he is, though. I mean, you know why he did that, right? Like, I know it's like boring from your perspective, but think of it from him. You know, he is so afraid of someone. He's so afraid of humanity loving something inhuman, and he's so threatened by it that he wanted his own Kryptonian to control. It makes sense. Like, it sucks, right? Like, he could do
I
anything
guess
he
makes
wanted.
sense.
But
Yeah,
yeah,
I guess it makes sense.
yeah, I get it. He like he's like, I get it. Like, his eyes go wide. It's like, I understand. Like, it's boring. It's boring. Like, come on, do something. I mean, he could have made whatever he wanted, and that's what he wanted. That's what he desired at the time.
He could have like asked to be Superman.
Yeah, but he doesn't want to be Superman. That's the thing.
Yeah.
He doesn't want to be
Really?
Superman. He wants a Superman. He wants a Superman on his side. He wants a Superman he can control. He wants that power. He doesn't want the power of Superman. He wants the power of having a Superman.
I feel like there was a universe where he became. I feel like there was a universe where like he became Superman, right?
There has to be.
I'm just trying to scratch my memory, but I feel like that happened.
I mean, he has that super suit.
Yeah.
One time when I mean, you remember this, right? And Superman died, and a bunch of people tried to replace him, and he wanted to like 180 his public image and like put the Superman S on his Lex suit, and like was trying to like do good, and like Mr. Nobody like does air quotes, and it's like, but he was just like doing PR stunts and stuff in the Lex suit with the Superman S.
Yeah, that's fair.
And like, people wearing like big mechanical suits with the Superman S was done better by other people's steel rules. Like, and that's his whole thing. He's got a whole armor. He's got a whole set of armor. He's got the Superman S, and he's got a cool hammer. Like, couldn't even beat that. Come on. I don't know. I think he's a billionaire. He's pathetic. You know?
Yeah, he is.
He's all focused on image. You know how it is.
Yeah, yeah. Alright. Yeah, I probably need to go, but yeah, this people are weird.
People are weird. That's what. I mean, that's why you stick around. They're weird. They do weird things. It's interesting to see what they do sometimes. Sometimes.
Yeah.
Not always, but sometimes.
Yeah, I just wish they'd do more spicy stuff.
Ah, now you're thinking like me.
Yeah. And narrator's probably gonna like go. Well, not narrator, James is probably gonna go.
Yeah. All right. And you're gone. That's it. Is that the end of your scene?
Yeah, I think so.
Perfect. Oh, that's it then. Unless there's anything else, any other fun things you want to cover, questions you have.
I don't think so.
Okay. Well then, I think we'll call it there. That'll be the end of this fun little arc, and now I got to come up with something else for next time we play. As a heads up, y'all two saw this because it's in content creator, but we won't be doing a stream next week, for this at least. And I'll have an announcement for why probably tomorrow. But yeah, so no stream next week for viewers. For no Earth AP stream next week. Tomorrow we're doing probably Hitman. I don't know. Eclipse. What do you have to plug?
Oh boy. I'll be playing Elden Ring. I guess tomorrow, based on when it's coming out. When I believe it's coming out. I'm still not totally sure, but I'm pretty sure it's coming out for me tomorrow around 6. So expect it then.
And I'll be helping co-commentate.
Yeah, fun will be there.
A bun's gonna be the ring.
Yeah. Also, Josh,
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. All right.
What's up?
Never mind. I'll cast this in content creation.
Oh, okay.
Oh wait, actually, I have something to promote for Bun.
Yeah.
Bun's Bonfire Jam ends in a little bit less than 6 days. Which is a Dark Souls inspired jam. So get on that, please.
Oh yeah. Get on that.
Yeah, it's really cool. I'm gonna go. I'm excited to see all the fun games. If I wanted to join, and then I was like, I don't actually like have a lot of familiarity with the Souls games. I'm gonna sit this one out, but I was very excited about it. But yeah, that's awesome. I'll leave links in the description of the YouTube video for stuff like that. I just saw a funny question for me in content creation that'll come into play later next week. I'll talk about that tomorrow. Never mind. I was like, oh, should I say it now? No, I'll wait because I want to like post about it and make sure there's like enough stuff to retweet and things like that. But yeah. Thank you both so much for playing. One more thing is that if you look on itch.io for issue by issue, there is a free downloadable playtest of the game we've been playing. It's something I've made with help from Eclipse and Bun. I have had to seriously reconsider how I do like XP and stuff because of really good suggestions from Eclipse. And yeah, it's really fun. I'm glad that we're playing it. It's so cool to finally play a game that I've made. I don't normally get to do that, so that's been nice.
I just noticed the whole stream you had the meme I made.
Yeah,
it's good.
That's why I was like, that's why I said no, I don't with Raven, because it was on screen. Yeah. All right. I think that's it. Anything else from you two?
I don't think so.
Yeah, I don't think so.
I don't know. I forget when, but me and Eclipse are gonna do Divinity Original Sims.
Yeah, or Divinity Original Sims, to be specific.
Yeah.
Oh my god. I'm sorry.
You'll see what it's gonna be in Divinity. It'll be a very silly thing.
I'm very excited for that. One thing I do want to say before I forget, because I've been meaning to say this to you, Bun, your your promo images have been very good for streams.
Hell yeah. You're really probably gonna like the one I did for Divinity Original Sim, because I'm really, really proud of that one.
The one where you like cut out a fan wikia screenshot was very good.
Oh,
Oh,
no,
that was actually mine.
Oh, that was
Yeah,
yours?
that was
Oh, wow.
yours.
I'm sorry.
Yeah.
What was the one you did? There was one where it was pointing to different people. Bun, that was the one you did, right?
Which one was it? The Divinity Original Sin one with like Jesus?
Yes, it was the yes, it was the one with
Yeah.
Jesus.
Really good.
That one
Oh
was,
yeah, that one. Yeah, I did that.
it's been really good. If anything, at least go look at the promo pictures for those streams. At the very least, please go watch the streams, but at the very least, look at those funny pictures.
I really love how like that promo image I made was full of so much. It was like the implications of like the fact that Jesus committed the original sin, and that original sin is a theological model that needs to be solved. It was so funny.
It's really good. I really appreciated it. Really liked it. That's all for me. That's all for us. Thank you all so much for coming and watching. I will see you all next time. Good night, everybody.
Yeah.
Good night.